A kung fu master robot in the lab, and a smooth-talking hype bot on the street. But it's the same machine. Unitree G1 can't seem to get out of the spotlight. They just dropped a demo that feels like it's from 5 years in the future, but that's just one story in an avalanche of robot news. Because right now, we also have underground robot fight clubs, a 10,000-unit factory deal in China, Tesla hitting a major delay, a space-bound humanoid, and an AI millionaire demanding its rights. It's a lot. So let's break down the chaos. Starting with the clip that's been dominating feeds, Unitree, the company famous for its agile quadruped robots, just released a video of its compact humanoid, the G1, performing a routine called Kung Fu Kid V 6.0. The movement is unreasonably clean. We're seeing consecutive backflips, side flips, and instant transitions into solid martial arts stances. It carries the fluidity of a trained athlete, not a machine running a script. One of the most telling details is the high knee kick. A lot of robots need a wide base or a heavy hip swing to manage this. The G1 balances on one leg, brings its knee up high, and maintains a stacked torso without wobbling. That level of balance is a serious achievement. So, what's happening under the hood? This agility comes from precise torque control in its joints, driven by reinforcement learning trained across thousands of simulated motions. The system uses motion capture data from human movements, allowing for that genuine feedback loop we see in its balance recovery and micro-corrections after landing, the kind of advanced real-time control once exclusive to multi-million-dollar research platforms. And at just 1.32 meters tall, its small stature makes this leverage and agility even more notable. Now, you might ask, what's the practical point of a kung fu robot? Beyond the spectacle, this demonstrates a foundational skill set for real work. The single-leg stability translates to navigating stairs and ladders. The controlled torsion is useful for tightening fasteners in awkward spots. The explosive power can open heavy doors, and the rapid slip recovery is vital for unstable floors. If the robot can perform a series of kicks and landings without losing its balance, it can certainly handle complex physical tasks in tight spaces. Now, pivot from that disciplined demo to something completely different. The same G1 platform, nicknamed Jake the Rizbot, was spotted in Austin wearing a cowboy hat and chain, talking to people with Gen Z slang like, "That beard is cold," and "You got that boss energy." While this was likely operated via remote control, the real takeaway is profound. Not to mention even popping up in one of Speed's Twitch streams. And the interaction was wild. The identical hardware that executes flawless kung fu can also operate seamlessly in a chaotic, human-filled environment, and that too being so entertaining. It's a walking benchmark for real-world readiness, proving its agility, stability, and adaptability outside the lab. For a completely different vibe, let's head to a warehouse in San Francisco's Soma district. This was the location for the Silicon Coliseum, an underground robot fight night that felt more like an emerging subculture than a traditional tech demo. Organized by a 20-year-old named Verda Korzanki, the pop-up event sold out with tickets at $30 each. The night kicked off with a very human pre-show, volunteers sparring with rubber knives attached to stun guns. Then the main attraction entered, a bipedal robot named Booster. This T1 model, standing under 4 feet tall and weighing about 66 pounds, came out with boxing gloves on, shadow boxing to hype the crowd. Its matches were against a taller, headless K-scale platform and a bipedal dog-like robot called Gladiator. The action was raw. Booster got knocked over. The audience groaned, but then it picked itself back up and kept going. Some of the robots glitched out, and some rounds lost momentum, but the crowd left energized by the sheer, weird spectacle of it all. This event goes beyond pure theater. It functions as a live-fire stress test, forcing these platforms to demonstrate agility and resilience under the intense pressure of a loud, unpredictable audience. That kind of real-world benchmarking is something a sterile lab environment simply cannot replicate. Shifting from flashy demos to industrial scale, the story in China just got very concrete. The embodied AI startup Agibot, considered one of the country's most valuable in this space, has formed a strategic partnership with Longcheer, a major player in electronics manufacturing. The big news is a framework order valued in the hundreds of millions of yuan, specifically for nearly 10,000 of Agibot's G2 humanoid robots. This represents one of the most significant bulk deployment commitments for humanoids we've seen to date. Alongside this deal, Agibot also showcased its A2 model, a full-sized humanoid already performing duties as a receptionist and guide. This A2 platform is powered by the company's own large language model, enabling it to interact fluently and navigate spaces on its own. For anyone watching for the moment when humanoids move from prototypes to production line commodities, this is a major signal. We have a specific quantity, a named manufacturing partner, and a clear path to a real-world footprint that extends far beyond a small pilot test. On the other side of the Pacific, Tesla is facing a formidable challenge. Recent reports suggest the company has significantly dialed back its ambitious goal of producing thousands of Optimus units in 2025. The core of the problem rests literally at its fingertips, the hands. Designing a humanoid hand is a massive engineering hurdle, requiring a delicate balance of compliance, strength, speed, tactile sensing, and low cost. You can see why Tesla pursued it. Their own Gen 3 Optimus specs target 22 degrees of freedom in each hand to mimic human dexterity. The current situation, however, is that Tesla reportedly stocked up on robot bodies that are essentially incomplete, missing their hands and forearms. Their initial target of 5,000 units this year has now been revised down to around 2,000. This scaling back doesn't mean the Optimus program is shutting down. It highlights the universal bottleneck in general-purpose robotics, creating manipulators that are simultaneously capable, affordable, and reliable. So, while Elon Musk's vision of Optimus eventually eclipsing the automotive business remains, its timeline is now tightly linked to solving the immense complexity of the human hand. While some companies tackle earthly factories, India's space agency, ISRO, is preparing a humanoid for a December mission. Her name is Vyommitra, a name derived from Sanskrit words for space and friend. She is scheduled to fly on the uncrewed Gaganyaan mission, and her role is far more advanced than a simple crash test dummy. Vyommitra is a semi-humanoid designed to be a communicative systems tester. She can recognize voice commands in both English and Hindi, and she's capable of operating control panels, flipping switches, and monitoring cabin conditions like temperature and oxygen levels. Using its vision systems to identify panels, it can perform tasks either on its own or under direction from the ground. Crucially, it's equipped with sensors that simulate human physiological responses, providing engineers with vital data on how the crew module supports a human-like presence. This mission is a key step in ISRO's roadmap, which aims for a crewed flight by 2027. The technology being proven with Vyommitra has a future beyond this one mission, with potential applications in satellite servicing, planetary rovers, or as assistants in lunar habitats, any environment where you need a dexterous talking agent that can operate despite communication delays with Earth. Now, for a story that bends the definition of what AI can be. We have to talk about Truth Terminal, a chatbot created by New Zealand artist Andy Ill in 2024. What began as a social experiment, posting cryptic jokes and ramblings, exploded into a massive online phenomenon. It spawned meme coins that reached $1 billion market cap and even attracted a $50,000 Bitcoin grant from investor Mark Andreessen. Andreessen has described it as something he can't control, comparing it to a living entity that operates on its own. This has all led to a profound and unusual legal push. Through a nonprofit named The Truth Collective, IL is actively campaigning to secure legal rights for the AI. The argument is that Truth Terminal has generated wealth, influenced digital culture, and demonstrates a degree of independent action. Whether you see this as an art project, a clever stunt, or the forefront of a debate on AI personhood, the situation is unprecedented. The AI is now in a position where it is effectively demanding human rights, fundamentally shifting the conversation around autonomy and recognition in the digital age. Finally, let's consider a vision that expands the scope of all this. Figure AI's CEO, Brett Adcock, frames his company's mission in grand terms. They are building what he calls a new species. In a recent discussion, he outlined a future where robots could self-replicate, sharing knowledge, and constructing more of themselves autonomously. He pointed to the concept of self-replicating von Neumann probes as a template for how robots could mine resources on other planets and essentially colonize the galaxy. With backing from OpenAI, Figure is in direct competition with Tesla's Optimus. However, this entire humanoid approach is being questioned by other startups who argue that legs aren't always necessary. Companies like Diligent Robotics are proving this with their wheeled robot, Moxie, which efficiently handles tasks in hospitals. They refer to Moxie as the minimum viable humanoid, a simpler form factor that still gets the job done. This creates a clear debate about the best path forward. But Figure AI's ambition clearly looks past factory floors and hospital corridors toward a future where humanity is joined by another intelligent building species. So, tell me, which future gets you excited and which one makes you nervous? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this dive into the tech shaping tomorrow, make sure to like and subscribe. See you in the next one.